Thank you, Chairwoman. I agree with my brother. We did agree to postpone our motion to dismiss till a later date because of Mr. Beretta's unavailability to be here for very long today. And we stand by that, and we hope the board will in fact schedule our motion to dismiss for some time in the near future. What we're here today to do, though, is to argue whether or not there should be a suspension, and that's the issue that we'd like to address. Now, the town of Barville does not want this plant. I think that's been made clear to this board. This plant would be a polluting monster that would violate the town's comprehensive plan and its zoning ordinances. It would negatively impact the quality of life for all Barville residents. Let me say it again. The town does not want this plant. The town is burdened with the Ocean State power plant that was forced on the town by the state and by the Spectra compressor station that was also forced on the town by the federal government. The town is already sacrificing enough to help meet the state's energy needs. This board has an extremely important job. You must decide whether to permit the construction of another huge power plant in Barville. You are given extraordinary legal powers to grant permits that would otherwise have been granted by my client, the town of Barville. You have in essence become, among other things, the town's planning board, its zoning board, and its building inspector. But with such great power comes great responsibility. Your most important responsibility is to fully, fairly, and impartially evaluate all of the issues that come before you after hearing from all of the parties on those issues. The issue before you today is whether this docket should be suspended, and importantly, the statutory time periods told because of a lack of a water plan. The town is constitutionally and statutorily entitled to be heard on this critical issue, and we appreciate you allowing us to do so. However, the board's previous attempt to stop the town from being heard on this issue was error, and the town hopes it does not signal that the board no longer has an open mind regarding this plan before the evidentiary hearings have even begun. The residents of the town and my clients have become concerned throughout this process that the board's votes on this process may be dictated by the governor, who has repeatedly and publicly expressed her support for the project, despite the town's overwhelming opposition. This board's ill-advised and illegal previous attempts to silence the town and to prevent it from being heard today only reinforces that concern. On the issue of the suspension, 50 days ago, this board granted Invenergy's request for a 30-day extension so that it could file a water plan. Those 30 days have now come and gone, and we still have no water plan. Invenergy's application, by this board's own admission, in writing, in its show cause order, is incomplete and not in compliance with the board's rules. RIGL 42-98-16 parens A, which is part of this board's authorizing act, says that non-compliance, and I quote, shall constitute grounds for suspension or dismissal, with or without prejudice in its discretion. Suspension is not your only option for the non-compliance of Invenergy. Suspending the docket instead of dismissing it would give Invenergy what amounts to the gift of an indefinite extension.
That's right.
A suspension would benefit only Invenergy, which is obviously why they so quickly agreed to it.
Right.
But the statutory time deadlines were established by law for good reason. The town should not be subjected to endless, expensive litigation over this power plant. The town has been fighting this battle now for almost a year, at great monetary and emotional expense to the town and its residents. As CLF said in its motion to dismiss, enough is enough. We agree. It is time for this board to dismiss this incomplete application under 42-98-16A and not give Invenergy the gift of an indefinite extension of time. Thank you.